Every one of his interceptions was behind the guy, and they kind of hung in the air. There was no zip on the ball. And Purdy came out after the game and said, it had nothing to do with my toe. Oh, so you were just awful against Carolina that has no pass rush. Listen, we watched Matt Stafford on Sunday Night Football. That's a Hall of Famer. Mastery of the position. Big arm, pre-snap, looks left, fires right. Last night, you saw two average quarterbacks. One's making a fortune and one wants to make a fortune. 5 picks total, multiple bad throws to open receivers. And remember, the NFL's not baseball where we care about history. It's not the NBA where style matters. The NFL, when you're a quarterback, it's about your last 20 starts. It's about now. Last 20 starts, Matt Stafford, Brock Purdy, and Bryce Young. Matt Stafford's 43-5. That is an elite franchise quarterback. 43 touchdowns, 5 picks.
Oh, my God.
Bryce Young at least has a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio with a bunch of kids at wide receiver. Brock Purdy, 30 touchdowns, 19 picks. And by the way, on Monday Night Football, he presses because he wants to show everybody in a standalone game, hey, I belong. Monday Night Football in his career, 5 touchdowns, 11 picks, 75 passer rating. So I said in August, Rams are going to win the division, best roster. Seattle's close. San Francisco third. In fact, the only 2 things with the Niners this year that have blown me away, Robert Saleh deserves a head coaching job. What he is doing without Warner, without Bosa, without Hufanga, now with Denver, I don't know how they're doing it. It's just kids. And I mean, Bryce Young was great a week ago. He was atrocious last night. So, and Christian McCaffrey is, I mean, honestly, he should get paid overtime. I mean, he is the offense. But everybody keeps trying to convince me, Colin, you're tough on Brock Purdy. No. You're trying to convince me he's elite.
No. You know, this just continues to be so ridiculous. First off, no athlete is going to say, yeah, I'm hurt. So the beginning of this take where he's just like, oh, Brock Purdy said he was completely fine. It had nothing to do with it. Oh, so that means you're just bad. No athlete says, yeah, my foot's been bothering me and I just can't get the same lift that I can get off, blah, blah, blah. No athlete says that, okay? So let's just get that out of the way. Second off, you're comparing him to Matt Stafford, who arguably has one of the greatest arm talents in NFL history, okay? Let's look at that. Now you're using Brock Purdy's last 20 stats or 20 games, whatever the official stat was, where a huge bulk of that was missing all of his pieces where they were decimated with injuries. Let's look at Stafford's stats when he's missing his main pieces. Last year, Matthew Stafford, when Puka Nacua wasn't there, still, still has Sean McVay, still has great coaching. 65.8% completion percentage, 1,075 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and a passer rating of 83. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you want to use the bulk of Brock Purdy's starts within the last, of the last 20 games where he's missing literally a collection of receivers and Christian McCaffrey. I mean, like, it's through the roof, the injuries. They had more starters miss more games last year than any other team. Like, it's just misleading. It's just misleading. And again, Colin is saying that Matthew Stafford is a Hall of Fame talent, which I agree. Which I completely agree with. But even he can overcome some of these injuries. 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions in 5 games? In 5 games. 5 games. 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and was one of the lowest rated quarterbacks. Okay? Bo Nix was ranked higher in the same stretch of games. Caleb Williams of last year was rated higher. Caleb Williams had 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Bo Nix had 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Deshaun Watson had a better stretch, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's Deshaun Watson with the Cleveland Browns at 5 games. Old man Aaron Rodgers, 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Andy Dalton, 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. So no, miss me with the nonsense, man. Justin Fields, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. We can keep going. Geno Smith, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So no, I don't think so here. Okay? So ridiculous. Give Brock Purdy health, physical health, along with now the roster that actually has some pieces so he's not having to try to figure it out. And then you're going to see significantly better numbers. Go figure, just like Matthew Stafford. And again, if you're expecting Brock Purdy to be as great as Matthew Stafford, then you're confused. The average person is not making that argument. Matt Hasselbeck, who goes on this show and is a big defender of Brock Purdy, so is Greg Cosell, etc., etc. He always pushes back on them with those conversations with that. They're not arguing that Brock Purdy is better than Matthew Stafford. Colin is arguing that if Matt wins an MVP and wins the Super Bowl this year, that he's better than Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback who a lot of people said was better than Tom Brady for much of his career, who's considered an all-time great, and now we're going to try to just compare that to Brock Purdy and act like that makes sense? What? And now we're going to compare Brock Purdy to Bryce Young and act like that's equal? What? It's just so frustrating. It really is. We can have the conversation and say, yeah, Brock Purdy didn't play well this game. This was not a good game. Not a good game. Doesn't mean that you totally now just throw him away. And you say, oh, he was trying to put on a show for everyone on Monday night, and he tries to do too much and he struggles. But then why didn't he struggle in the playoffs? Why did he come up huge in 23 and help lead his team to the Super Bowl? Why didn't he try to do too much in the Super Bowl? Why did he leave the field with the lead in the Super Bowl against an elite Kansas City Chiefs defense? He didn't fumble that ball. Christian McCaffrey did. He didn't muff the punt. He didn't cause Greenlaw to get injured. I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous. Again, I'm not out here trying to argue that Brock Purdy is this top 3 quarterback. I'm not even arguing that Brock Purdy is this like elite, hey, never doubt Brock Purdy quarterback. But we just take this narrative too far. We take the other view too far. We take it to the extreme. Where now you're either as good as, better than Aaron Rodgers, because that is the lens that people, that Colin is looking at Matt Stafford through. You're either better than Aaron Rodgers or equal to Aaron Rodgers, or we have to have a serious conversation about this quarterback right now. It's like, wait, what? Like, I was thinking about this the other day, and people were really confused. People are really confused because they have conversations about Jalen Hurts, about Brock Purdy, about some of these other quarterbacks, and they're just like, "Oh, you're not good. If you put in a better quarterback in the lineup, they'll win this, that." And it's like, who do you think these quarterbacks are that magically exist? Where do people think that there's just this endless bounty of just Hall of Fame, otherworldly, elite, all-time great quarterbacks just flush there? At best, right now, the general consensus is, without injuries, so don't factor in injuries, but in terms of pure talent, you got Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow. That has been the main 4 that people are like, these guys are special. These guys are different. These guys just do things we've never seen. And there's an argument to say all four of them are literally some of the greatest quarterbacks we've ever seen in the history of the NFL. In fact, I believe many people would say, especially when you're not factoring, well, how many Super Bowls or MVPs? We're just saying the talent, the quality of play, what they can do. And essentially, if you're not that bunch, then you're a bum. Then it's like, And it's like, what? Huh? It's just, how does that logic make sense? It doesn't. It makes no sense. If we were living in an NFL world where that group of four who I named, and there was just 16 of them, then I could understand. But we live in this fantasy world where, depending on what type of fan you are, depending on if you're a Dak fan or a Hurts fan or a Baker fan or whatever, we live in this fantasy world where we pick and choose, like they take a Jalen Hurts, for instance. Oh, if you put in a better quarterback in there, they'd be unstoppable. And it's like, who? They live in this fantasy world where they just think like Baker's bona fide better, Dak's bona fide better, Trevor Lawrence is bona fide better, Justin Herbert's bona fide better. And it's just like, list all the other quarterbacks. And it's just like, since when? Where is that the reality? And same thing with Brock Purdy. It's like, oh, the 49ers had a better quarterback. And it's just like, name them. Name them. I'd name them. I'd love to see just the endless quarterbacks that are significantly better. Name all the quarterbacks that you're able to trust in the big moments and that have proven to be able to be good enough to play good in the Super Bowl. Because there's not many of them. There's Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Stafford, and Purdy right now. And Burrow, but he's not healthy. Aaron Rodgers, he's old. Russell, not really exactly playing right now. How would Bryce Young play in the Super Bowl? I don't know. Bryce Young looked like he never even played football today or yesterday. Talk about not being able to handle the moment. He had a walk-in touchdown that he then decided to throw. Okay. I don't know. This Panthers team held Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love, huge arm, special talent. Matt LaFleur, let's go. He didn't look too good. Jordan Love could have had like three of the worst, especially the one interception when he threw it in the back of the end zone. That should have been a pick six, but it was just straight up drop. That was like one of the worst passes I've ever seen in my entire life. It's like, okay. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers? Does Brock limit the 49ers ceiling? Is he proven just to be average? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.